4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bella Talks TV. It's Amanda Bella here, and I had to hop on the mic real quick. I was doing so good at doing my Bella Talks TV advent calendar with you guys this holiday season. I was really having that goal of getting out an episode every single day for the first 25 days of December. And I've done pretty good. I've already exceeded my expectations, honestly, even though my goal was to truly hit this out of the park and do all 25 days. But maybe I overshot it a little bit. I mean, I've been busy, I've been sick, I've been moving around, and it just has made me realize how appreciative I am to these podcasters we have, like Watch What Crappens or So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey, and just to name a few of that are our content creators and our podcasters that are really doing the Lord's work and getting them out every single day for us and keeping us entertained, especially during the holiday season and especially during this little bit of a Bravo vault we're about to go through for the next 2 weeks, where we don't have any new Southern Charm, we don't have any new Beverly Hills Housewives, no new New York. I mean, thank God we had that new episode of Potomac last night. I don't know if you guys are watching and enjoying this season. I'm actually obsessed with it. Wendy, for me, is really taking the lead. But we're not here to talk about Potomac, actually. I really just wanted to hop on very quickly because I need to discuss the current status of the It Ends With Us, Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni drama. Because, as you guys know, I was very heated, very opinionated, and very hyped up and attached to this story the first time it came around, when it was happening live, when all this drama was going down. And it has just made me realize, I'm still fired up inside. And I'm really avoiding discussing it on social media because to me, it is just impossible sometimes. And it's just like the Bravo fandom when it comes to picking a side. It's impossible to see any nuance. It's impossible to see any possibility that maybe both sides are true. You know, I feel safe here with you guys on my little Bella Talks TV platform to discuss this with you guys. But to me personally, what is going on here is I just have so many questions. I have so many questions that are unanswered right now. And I need to know, I need to know the truth. I need to know why nobody else on set has came forward with allegations against Justin. How come, Jenny Slate in particular, that was a co-host in the movie, has been silent. It's giving me a lot of what's going on with Justin or with James Kennedy and how everybody in Vanderpump Rules hasn't been saying anything about it. It's why isn't anybody speaking up and giving their opinion? We need eyewitnesses. We need evidence. We need some kind of record of these things really happening. So what we do have is that we know Blake had made some complaints about feeling uncomfortable about a couple of things that were on set. I mean, it was reported in the beginning that they were clashing on set. And, that's not uncommon. That happens. But in this case in particular, it was interesting because of some of the allegations that were being made, like Justin Baldoni was weight shaming her in her postpartum body and bringing things up just now that we're reading in the most recent allegations that he was describing his porn addiction, that he was talking about past conquests, that he would describe his genitalia. I mean, these are a lot of disgusting negative things that I of course cannot support and support this person. I cannot. But one thing I will find interesting, and I think a lot of my followers that are listening here also listen to Ryan Bailey, and he just had a conversation with another content creator named Tom Hamlet that I follow. His podcast is called Dumpster Dive with Tom Hamlet. Check him out because I think that he has also an interesting perspective, and he's also one of these other New York content creators. It's there's truly a gang here, and he's in that group, which is really cool. But he's got some good perspectives. And anyways, they had a conversation about this today. And they are both actors who went to acting school. And they kind of talk about this from a perspective of okay, sometimes you get a little bit weird. When you go in for a kiss, you might linger a little bit too long, but and be oh, sorry, I was in the moment. Were you okay with that kiss? Or you might feel very comfortable with your partner where you start to ad lib a little, or maybe you do touch somebody a little bit in a weird way. Things happen on set, and that's why there's intimacy coordinators. And I mean, Justin in particular said that he wanted to have a specific kind of intimacy coordinator. He wanted it to be a woman. He wanted Blake to feel comfortable. It feels like he did try to listen to Blake's complaints and fix them and remedy them and find solutions to the things that were going on set. And they finished the movie, so there had to be some kind of leeway. And it sounds like, according to Blake, it actually did get better. Like once she made the complaints and this happened, it did get better. But she still wants to sue him, even though, to me, again, it sounds like, yes, there was something going on. Blake was like, hey, dude, I don't like when you do this. And then they stopped doing it and they continued to shoot the movie, finished the movie, did the press. And it's like time went on. So it's like, why now? There's a lot of questions, like why after this? Like to me, it seems like she just is still seen. She probably had her like end of year meeting with her financial team for Blake Brown, Betty Buzz drinks and the hair care and whatever. And they probably showed her like, look, bitch, you made no money because everybody hates you. And I know that that's harsh, you guys, but that is just the truth. Like, and maybe that was caused by the things that were put out in the media. But a lot of these people have came forward, like the reporter that was doing the bad, like the embarrassing, like interviews with her, talking about the baby bump and stuff. Like she came forward and was like, I was never like asked to share those videos again. And I was never asked to like be part of the smear campaign. And that's the other thing is like, there was all these leaked text messages that weren't actually subpoenaed, even though they said they were subpoenaed. So how did they get the text messages? And was that a breach of some kind of hacking, or like what lengths will they go to basically like try to expose Justin Baldoni for basically ruining Blake's career? And I think it's like, lady doth protest too much. And he's like, oh, he tried to smear me. He tried to smear me. It's like, but you are the one that's smearing. Like you're projecting, like you're trying to ruin his career because he didn't agree with you or he didn't like bow down to you and like just, I don't know. So the other problem, again, this is just a rant, you guys, and I'm sorry if you don't agree with me. I'm sorry if you think that this is just like internal misogyny, and I've talked about my own internal misogyny before on the podcast. Like, yes, it does exist, and I'm just admitting it. Like, I think a lot of women want to pretend like they're the most forward-thinking feminist of all time, and it's like, yes, we should all strive to be better with that, but I just don't think that that is actually what the reality of the situation is in this case, because after Blake started making these complaints, things started to get better on set. And then Ryan was also brought onto set, and Ryan was present for, I think, all of the sets. He was very active on set. He was very hands-on. He got to help with the scenes. He got to put his 2 cents in about a lot of stuff. Like it seems like in the end, Justin did pretty much just be like, okay, like whatever you want. Like I'll literally do whatever you want. This movie means a lot to me. I will need to get it made. Like he really had this mission to get this story of domestic violence out. And they obviously just had 2 different goals. Like from the beginning, when Justin got the rights to the movie, he did not get to cast the movie. That was all taken over when they decided to use that production company with Sony, and Sony brought on Blake, and it was not his choice. And I think that it was just very clear that he was disappointed and not happy with the choice that was made. And she on set just really wanted to make it her project because, again, there were all of these like rumors that she was going to try to use this to get like an Oscar, because as you guys know, like when you're trying to go for that Oscar nod, you got to have a very dramatic role, and a domestic violence victim would have been like the perfect chance for her. But between all of this, I just want to say, I do believe her. I do believe her that he did say weird, uncomfortable sexual things in the context of them discussing these movies. I mean, maybe he was trying to relate with her. Maybe he was trying to say, hey, I went through this and like, this is what I did. Or, hey, like when we do this scene, like, I think one example I heard was that there's a birth scene in the movie, and his wife, when she gave birth, she was nude. And I understand, like, yes, that would be weird, but this is not an R-rated movie. I mean, and she's not really going to be naked, and she's also not really giving birth. You guys, it's acting. She's acting. So I can see how he wants to be from like an artistic view, to be like, wow, this would be a beautiful birthing scene if you were, nude, because spoiler alert, the movie is about when she has her baby. She's like, okay, the violence is going to end with us. Like, I'm ending the cycle. Like, this is not going to be generational trauma anymore. And so, I don't know, be naked or not, whatever, like that is life. And he's whatever. I can't even get into that. But I think that there were just like a lot of artistic liberties that were taken that maybe she was uncomfortable with, or maybe because it wasn't her idea, or maybe because Ryan didn't come up with it. I mean, whatever. I do believe the conversations were had. Now, what I am confused about is that the PR team has came out and said, hey, yes, we were hired, but we never actually implemented any of this. So I think that just shows like the internet sleuths, the TikTokers, like us, people creating content around this stuff. Like we are the media. Like we are the ones that are going to get it out, going to get the story out. We are the ones that are going to do the digging. We are investigative journalists. So I think that once we just started even hearing peeps about how on set there were conflicts, everyone started digging up. Okay, old interviews with Blake, old interviews with Justin. Like, who are these people? Like, what could they possibly be fighting about? Like, I think we just cracked it. Like, we cracked the code. And I think, like, we are the ones that are responsible for potentially ruining Blake's career. The PR team, because they never actually did anything or, like, implemented their plan, I guess. They just talked about it. Which, yeah, it's disgusting. Like, who wants to hear things like, oh, yeah, let's destroy her? Or, like, hey, we can do the same thing we did with, like, Haley and Justin Bieber. But, like, that is the truth, you guys. Like, I don't know what to say. It is part of Hollywood. I mean, they all have PR people. Like, even Jax Taylor has a freaking PR person that helps him get his good side of things out. And then, everybody does. Look at J-Lo and Ben. Look at Taylor and Travis. Like, it's just... PR is part of celebrity culture, and we can't just pretend like the media isn't used to get information out, sway public opinion. And, there's lots of different motives that people use the media. So with that being said, I just really needed to say that I do believe Blake. I do 100% believe her. And I believe that she probably was uncomfortable. And for that, I think that she is owed an apology for that. But it does sound like maybe she already got it and that they had already moved on from it. So that's why I think that I'm having a hard time empathizing with her, because it's just coming off like she didn't get her way in the end. It's coming off like she is going for blood. And it also sounds like they're suing for the rights to the second movie because they don't want him to have anything to do with it. And they're trying to like take it away from him. And I think because obviously Colleen Hoover is on Blake's side. I mean, I think Colleen just knows, like, if she goes against a woman too, like, her entire brand will be tarnished and tainted, and all the women that buy her books will start burning them. So same with like the Swifties, it's all kind of like connected. So with Justin Baldoni, I just feel like it sounds to me, the man was really upset that he was trying to do his job, that Blake was really trying to steamroll. To me, I think there's also like some other things lacking, just as far as like the timeline, the reporting of things, like how certain things went on. I just need answers. I just think that right now, like, it is, too hard to really tell. Like, if I was in a jury, I would not be able to vote. Like, I would not be able to say who's guilty, who's not. I think they both did things probably that made each other uncomfortable. And I know when it comes to like sexual things like that, you should just always believe women. And that's why I do believe her. But I also do believe that things are nuanced and that motives and like context and things like are important. And I think that it's okay to say, like, it is just like in the court of public opinion and in life, like you are innocent until proven guilty. Like, I need to hear from Justin. His lawyer is denying that this is the truth and the full story. And I just like wish I could see them sit down and like fight. Like, I need that movie. I need that movie of them sitting down and hashing this beef out, because it's like, what really is going on here? What is really going on here? It's just always going to be a he said, she said, and like nobody's going to win. Because now they both look terrible. Both of their careers are being ruined over this. They're probably spending so much money in legal fees and all kinds of stuff. I mean, Blake, I think, should have just disappeared for a little while and like taken a beat. Same with him. They should have just like, I don't know, doing this before the holidays. It also just, I don't know, like I said, it's giving like, oh my God, it's the end of the year and I'm getting my quarterly report. And like, I can't believe Blake Brown, Betty Buzz, and none of my stuff sold anything. And like, fuck Justin. We have to go back and like remind everybody that this is all Justin's fault. So yeah, I'm not going to be team Justin. I'm not going to be team Blake. Like I think again, like, it sounds like two big egos in a room. It sounds like they both tried to basically bring all of each other's darkness to the light, and it worked, and we see it. So, alrighty, you guys, that's my little mini episode for today. I'm sorry I missed yesterday, but I will be back tomorrow on Christmas Eve with a new episode for y'all. Have a great night. Love y'all. Ciao, Bellas.